Namaste, Jai Bharat. Though there is no clear-cut evidence and proofs, everyone knows and understands that it's President Trump that enabled the NATO to be speaking against Bharat. Secondly, it's also the same President Trump who enabled, I am using the word enabled, or made, but let me put it in this way, enabled the European Union to explicitly put sanctions against all objections against the Gujarat refineries, petroleum and their products, etc., etc., etc. And then he made this promise that we will make better petroleum product available to you. So this is the promise which he made. And if you look at the history of President Trump of late, whatever he says doesn't really happen, or he says things which does not happen, or he says things which did not happen. A lot of talks, a lot of discussions. Now I need not to narrate, the whole world knows it, why should I repeat? So he says, let's stop all these things, put 6 months time he gave, I suppose, and we will substitute your petroleum product requirement, and maybe slightly costlier, but quality was much better. Of course, that anyone can say quality wise I will provide you better until you testify the quality or find out how qualitatively it is better or not better, etc. That's a different question altogether. And at the instance of this, you see, no one can read Modiji's mind, in the sense that how he would react. There's no anticipation, because the European or the others, the Western yardsticks to understand human being, or Western yardsticks to understand person, and the thus created blueprint in reading into the possible attitude, behavior, etc. of human being doesn't work with him, because this is Bharat. I'll speak about it later, not in this video, another video. What is that makes Bharat unreadable by such yardsticks and so-called sample survey, universalization, generalization procedure? So, soon as this thing happened, the company, Nayara itself, cut short 40% of their export to EU, European Union. In 24 hours, they started facing shortage of fuel. In 48 hours, the people were struggling, and they had to lift their vehicles. Now, in anger, they left their vehicles on the road. Now you manage the road, and walked home, because suddenly there is shortage of petrol, and then only petroleum products. And then what I hear is that the cost has gone 3 times more. I consider this is nothing short of an anarchy. And if this happens in my nation, Bharat Street, the people go wild. And precisely this thing must have happened in Europe. Report says that people got offended, and some of them took the streets, post-processions and so on. This is what I heard. So there are independent individual nations who are integrated into this so-called European Union to be powerful, to be formidable. Otherwise, most of them are small nations, and not all are powerful. Economically also, not all are powerful. There's some who, just because they're in Europe, so this is a kind of understanding, theoretically very beautiful, that someone weak is helped by someone strong and all kinds of things. Basically, of course, this remains a fact or true, that European nations used to be very welfare states, looking after the interest and welfare of the subjects. That doesn't mean that they are welfare state universally, having the similar attitude to other people also, but at least to their people, of course, they focus. And then this thing happens to everyone. Each nation would find it difficult to manage the people who, this is supposed to be democracy, the people who are suffering. So there's a general unhappiness and displeasure against the attitudes and activities of those whom the people have elected. On account of this, so this general opinion runs in the air that why did you offend Bharat for nothing? You believed, and they all know, you believed the promises of Trump, and you blindly started offending Bharat. Offending in the sense, not in that sense of an offense, by kind of trade and all stories. Trade is no more a mighty weapon with Bharat. People should understand that. We have found counter weapons for that. That's a different question in any case. So this sentiment it develops, not that the people, common people, have special love and affection towards any nation, even on Bharat, but then they are at the receiving end. And when someone is at the receiving end, he feels it much more than any talker and any policy maker. So this general sentiments grows, and this affects the leaders, because they are, after all, democracy. They have to face the people when the election comes at least and get mandate to continue in rule, or they would get substituted with some other person. Now there is this growing sentiment against this kind of things which Europe did, and there's a general feeling among the nations and also among the leaders that the Trump let them down. The Trump let them down, and to a great extent, Trump cheated them, deceived them, promised and did not keep up. Rather, US could not, or did not, met their requirements adequately. He was supposed to supply them petroleum products, but then they could not do it. That created a vacuum which they are suffering from, and this feeling emerges that you let us down, you betrayed and cheated European Union for your own selfish personal reasons, and that they're rightly accusing. It's for the selfish personal reasons, because primarily, in spite of all the stories which they make against Russia, the US president, primarily he wants Bharat to trade with the US, buy oil from them. We are buying crude oil from them, but that's not sufficient. What he intends or he wishes is that it substitute US for Russia, in the sense we should buy all that we buy from Russia. We should buy all those things from the US. This is the implied design. But then that's not going to work out. So they're trying to play all this. They're trying to pressure, in any case, trying to put pressure on Bharat and the people and the rule authority of Bharat. And then their reactions to this way. First, they cut 40%, which created rather chaos in European Union. And then they said that we would increase the price, and we just can't give you. We shall stop giving credit. You either pay cash and take it, or give bank guarantees. All those things. The pay and take it. We are not giving credits. Naira won't be giving credits. And these kind of narratives come, and then we will stage by stage reduce our export, and stage by stage increase the price. Now these things are impending threat for the European Union, and all things put together, they find that US has cheated them by promises and did not, whatever, I don't know the reality, did not keep it. So this is the general feeling which European Union has, as I understand, which I think is genuinely right. So we shall meet again. Namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Siya Ram.